I think this is one of the largest gathering of diplomats, probably outside Delhi. And excellencies, the ambassadors, the high commissioners, consular generals, and other distinguished dignitaries from across the world. Representatives from Mongolia, Australia, Austria, Bangladesh, Bulgaria, Canada, Egypt, Estonia, Georgia, Indonesia, Japan, and the list goes on. I thank all of you for coming over here, and I welcome you, all of you, as well. More than 30 countries, more than 50 representatives, 16 ambassadors, all of them, I sincerely thank from the deepest of my heart. Today, I think this is one of the one of the unique initiative what is being started over here, and the sincere thanks to central government for actually coming forward to make this a reality. I think all of you here are already aware of the state's background. I would not say that, we are a very developed state, we have everything on a platter. I wouldn't say that. We are a port state, there's no denial of that. We don't have a tier 1 city like Hyderabad or a Bangalore or a Chennai. I wouldn't deny that as well. But we have our inherent strengths. We have 975 kilometers of coastline. We have four ports, 6 airports. To begin with, this is our strength. And above all, adding to our strength, I'd like to speak a few words about the governance. One very important thing what attracts investment is how stable the government is. And I can take pride in telling you that an overwhelming mandate was given to us. We have, out of 175 MLAs, constituencies, we've scored 86% of the seats, 151 plus seats. And as far as the parliamentarians are concerned, we're also proud to say that we are the 4th largest party in the country, the number of parliament seats. And we're also proud to say that we share a phenomenal good relationships with the central government, and as well as the neighboring Telugu state of Telangana as well. Not to ignore Tamil Nadu, the adjoining state as well, and Karnataka as well. So the ties with the neighboring states are phenomenal. Central government support is there. There's an overwhelming mandate in our favor. This could also add to our strength when we market ourselves to the outside world. And speaking of what we can do to facilitate better trade, I can just speak of one or two very important aspects what would actually be a deal clincher. Today, most of the governments suffer in providing corrupt-free government, in providing transparent policies. This I take pride to say that our government here is committed to providing corrupt-free government, a transparent policy in place, a fair policy, what is very important to attract investment. This is very, very important, and I think we will stand as a role model in delivering these commodities. We recently passed an enactment in the Assembly, in the just concluded Assembly, and this enactment is the first in the country, and I think it will set a new standard for the country as well in bringing about transparency at the highest level in every transaction what takes place in Andhra Pradesh. And I think a few of the 60 days of our governance, once you want to speak about the 60 days of our governance so far, everybody stands here and, all of us stand here and then we say, we've done that, we've done this, we've done phenomenally well and all those things. But I think most of them here also are aware of reading the newspapers, reading in the news, also aware of, few of the revolutionary decisions that we've taken also, what probably are slightly controversial also. I think that also lingers in few of the heads as well. This also, I think I should address these things in order to give you confidence, because otherwise there's no point. Everything what we do should have honesty. Everything what we ought to do should have commitment. I think sincerity and commitment and honesty, these are the things what actually drive anybody to come and have faith in us. If we do not deliver those, then there is no commitment, there is no faith, there is no honesty. Then you will have no takers. Few of the things what actually I'd speak about, what is very important, because you should see the other side of the story as well, because what you read in the newspapers, what you read in the news is one side of the story, and I don't know if it's fully been narrated. The other side of the story also, I think I'll just bring forth on two important aspects. One aspect is we've recently made a decision to renegotiate on the power purchase agreements, especially these high-rate power purchase agreements. It's probably slightly controversial when it comes to speaking of a state to do something like that. But I just like to draw your attention to one simple aspect. What is the point in having a power purchase agreement if the DISCOMs are not in a position to pay your bills? By the time I got into the Chief Minister's post 2 months before, it's only been 2 months since I got into this seat, into this place that I am in. And by the time I had come here and I had taken a review of the DISCOMs, the electricity position there, the DISCOMs position, the officers told me that we had 20,000 crores of arrears. 20,000 crores of pending bills, arrears. The government was not paying bills for the past one year to 1.5 years. Then what is the point in having these PPAs? Will it add any value? Number one, it doesn't add any value. The DISCOMs are already crumbling. So what do? If we are to be sincere about our cause, if we are to do something about it, we need to do something about it, even though they are slightly controversial. So what we did was, we need to give a win-win formula for everybody. We are trying to renegotiate. I do agree that, there are international communities there are banks there, and we need to give them confidence as well while we renegotiate. So we're coming out with a win-win formula policy as well, where, we're bringing them to reality, saying that DISCOMs do not work like that, they cannot function like this when the revenues are lower and cost of procurement is far higher. Then no DISCOM can ever function. And the only way we can do this is to bring a sustainable model where the rates come down, where probably investment could be treated as debt with a soft loan. But these kind of innovative policies, if we don't come out with, there will be nothing left of us to offer anybody anything. And also another important thing is, most of these subsidies, most of the income what comes to us comes from the industrial sector, because these are the people who actually pay up. We have a lot of cross-subsidy, what I think any government probably anywhere in the world would do, the farming community and to the other sectors. So these sectors do not pay much. They just cross-subsidy. The sectors what pay are the industry. And if our cost of procurement is high, then what do? We mark up something on that and then we sell to the industry. And if the industrial tariff is high, then how do we make ourselves competitive? How do we attract investments? So it's got to be a bold decision taken somewhere along the line where honesty is required, commitment is required, and sincerity is required. And that's what we did. This is the other side of our one of the controversial decisions what we took. Then there's another policy also, what might actually raise a few concerns if the full version of the story is not told to. And that is, we recently enacted 75% local reservations. This is also one, it all depends on how you look at it. When we speak of America also today, we have a situation there in America where the government there also is talking about local jobs. This is the situation what is prevalent all over the world. And today, any industry what comes up anywhere, it adds to pollution, whether it is small quantum or whether the quantum is large. It all depends on the factory that's coming up. But every industry, every factory what comes up adds a little bit to the pollution. And why would anybody give lands to them willingly if they have no hope of getting a job? But this is something what one should actually look at it in a very proactive way, that this is pro-industry. We need to give people hope that we welcome industry. Why would anybody welcome industry? When there is hope that you will get a job somewhere in that industry, that factory, that people would actually start welcoming that industry. People would actually want the factories to come, want the industries to come. So this should be treated as a proactive step, wherein we would actually welcome. Then the other issue is, what about the talent? What about the skills? That would probably be one of the questions what anybody would ask. And here we have a clear-cut policy in place. Before the industry is set up, before the groundbreaking ceremony takes place, you give us the list of what is the qualification that you're looking at. And once we have a list of your qualification, we will work with you together in developing that skill. We will make every parliament one particular segment. And in that every parliament we will adopt one engineering college there, and we will set up an office there, skill development center there. And we will actively participate with you, work with you, to actually develop these skills. We're not asking for funding there because we will support our children there to develop these skills. But we would definitely want you to support on the teaching faculty part of it, so that our people would be trained good enough so that they're acceptable to you at every level. And we've made this local concept because if this is not addressed, then you will have so much of unrest everywhere. What is the point in coming and setting up a factory there if people are not going to support the version? There is so much of unrest actually taking place everywhere. If my state is not an exception, every state in the country is also having this difficulty. So it's very important that these needs are met with. So the other side of a controversial decision would also have to be looked in a very proactive way. So these are the two things what we actually took in these 60 days. While we've taken the third step is to actually call on you today, take the initiative today to explain ourselves that this is the reason that we've done this. And there is sincerity in this, and we require your cooperation and support in every way. This is reality. Yes, what Andhra Pradesh can offer you? Well, these are the issues what I think what I'd be just taking a few more minutes to just explain to you. You know, what we can offer you is we have a big coastline, 970 kilometers an odd coastline. We have 4 ports, as I have spoken earlier. We have 13 districts, out of which 6 districts already have an airport. We're going to enhance these ports. By the end of these 5 years, we will actually be coming up with 4 more ports. So that would make basically 8 ports. As I have said earlier, with these ports, we would add value. What we can offer is what Andhra Pradesh needs, I would say. Aqua products, I think, you know, Harishana just spoke some time back about the blue economy and what kind of aqua exports we have. What kind of, and he also spoke about the rice bowl for the country being from here. But what we are lagging also, I would just speak about it, where we need your support and where we need your help, is to come up with, you know, build standards for global markets. This is something what we need your help on. You know, we manufacture products, but are they to the global standards? That is something where we need your help. You know, we also want these gaps, good agricultural practices, the global standards. These global standards, both in aqua as well as agriculture sector, we require your help to come forward. We would work together so that our standards improve, so that we are globally competitive as well, so that, you know, we help each other in a big way, be it agriculture, be it the marine part of it. Productivity is one other area where, you know, we have ample land. But I was just discussing with Harish the other day, and these are the things what needs improvement. For instance, we have coffee, where per acre yield in coffee of ours is 250 kgs. And in Vietnam, I was told, is 7 to 8 tons, 7,000 kgs to 8,000 kgs is what I was told. You know, these kind of innovative practices to improve productivity and yield, this would be something what we would also love to collaborate on. And then we have opportunities exist in seaports. Investment could be sought. Airports, investment could be sought. Refineries, investments could be sought. Steel projects, investment could be sought. And